Hi, I'm Nathan Spicer from CV, Christian Vision. Thank you for your time today. It's a privilege to share some thoughts with you around the topic of hope through digital media. Firstly, you can discover more about CV on our website at cvglobal.co, or simply follow us on Instagram and Twitter to learn more about our initiatives, impact, and our overall contribution to the Great Commission that we're all part of. You know, for years there's been ministries like ours that have seen the incredible opportunities online to reach people with the message of Jesus, and in particular, how effective digital media can be used to engage people who may never walk through the doors of our churches, but that are equally desperate for hope. At CV, we don't have a passion for online technology in itself, and that shows across our history that spans many different media types, but rather we love people and have a vision to get the message of Jesus to as many people as we can, whatever the most effective means are. History is full of moments that appear to happen overnight. Yet when you look closely, these moments often build over time and occur at a crossover point, an alignment of multiple factors. Although a suddenly is often triggered by an unforeseen event that often shocks us all, what occurs in that moment is that the means, in this case technology, meets a need. It disrupts and it accelerates change. If you think about it, nothing new has actually been invented in this COVID season. The same technology and opportunities have existed online for evangelism and discipleship for a while, but in a moment there was a global need and the means made sense. Through COVID-19, it felt like overnight that churches were unable to physically gather and people couldn't socialize, and in that moment the rug, what was normal, was pulled from under everyone and everything. All the pieces were in the air and only a few options remained to continue to do what really mattered. In this moment, we saw mass and wide adoption of online technologies, social platforms, and digital media to deliver a message of good news of Jesus and to encourage people where they were. It's amazing for us that in a moment of time, like a light switch being flicked, what many like CV has spent years advocating was embraced by the masses because all the conditions aligned. So what now? Well, this reminds us that the church has always been in the people business. It has always been and will always be about reaching people. We may gather in various ways to grow in faith, but we go to reach a world desperately in need of good news. At CV, we are committed to continuing to reach people online who are looking for hope, helping Christians to talk to people about Jesus, and to resource and equip the church to be increasingly effective in reaching more people. Today, I want to let you know how we can help equip and resource you so we can serve each other in this great commission. Here's something to ponder. Before online was fully embraced or services optimized for the online platform, church services were timed events that meant that you had to be in the room. If you missed it, you missed out. Sure, perhaps there were opportunities for a podcast or a service rerun, but the format was focused on those in the room. I'm not totally sure, but experience tells me that most of the effort, focus, and finance was channeled into a Sunday gathering at a physical location. That was a one-off moment that people could attend. Now online has come into focus and it has been proven to be effective, and in many cases, more effective. We've seen digital media and online services now optimized for digital delivery. This presents an incredible opportunity because suddenly your weekly service or gospel presentation has a life beyond that moment. The stories you tell through video, the moments of worship captured, or the conversations had are now created in a way that, although streamed at a certain time, has a life beyond that moment. It can be used ongoingly or used by others. At CV, we too produce content for our own evangelistic endeavours. We invest heavily in visually telling powerful stories that non-believers can relate with, that introduces them to Jesus, or that Christians want to share with their friends through evangelism. We, like many churches in this season, are learning so much. How to better engage someone on social media, introduce them to Jesus, and connect them back into local church communities. In fact, we are seeing around 27 million people being introduced to Jesus online each month. The opportunities are global, but they're personal and at a scale never before available to any of us. We are committed to being open-handed with what we produce and what we learn. Our content and our knowledge, no strings attached. We want to give it away. Gone are the days where the message that we have or the stories need to be contained within the four walls of our buildings or delivered just to those in physical attendance. But instead, digital media enables the message to be set free for all to hear. Through cvglobal.co, you can access all of our content resources for free. We currently have over 30,000 churches signed up using them regularly. You may download our digital resources for use within your own context. We also have free training to upskill others, to share what we are learning. We have content from key partners and will be proactively sending weekly ideas and content for you to use. I also want to encourage you to think about what you're producing and to consider what it would look like if more of us committed to making our digital resources available for others for free. Perhaps there are churches who don't have media departments or could use what you have made in new and creative ways. Perhaps our media could go further than we ever could. Perhaps these messages of hope, once released, could impact more people than you could ever dream or imagine. What if we didn't see information as power like the world does, but rather as empowerment? What if we all committed to sharing what we're learning so all of us together get maximum value and uplift from our collective efforts? All this so the message of Jesus can go further than we ever physically could. The church united in using what's in its hand to go into all the world. What if we simply recognize that all of our best ideas, creativity, and messages ultimately belong to God anyway? So let's give them away, with the mission at the forefront of our minds. Those late night hours spent by your media department this week producing something for the service could have a life beyond this Sunday. Maximum kingdom value for the time and finance invested. Let's not carry on our four-wall thinking into the online space. Let's collaborate and share like never before so the message of Jesus reaches far and wide. My name is Nathan Spicer and I would love to connect with you. Firstly, to understand how we could perhaps serve you or even collaborate or get your resources to an even larger audience. You can find me on Twitter at Nathan J. Spicer, or as I mentioned, simply go to cvglobal.co for more information. Everything we give away is free, with no strings attached, and it's our honor to be part of this great commission serving alongside you. May this season be known as the moment God used to unite the church and to focus each of us on our mission. May we recognize that now, like never before, that the opportunity we have to go into all the world is more accessible than ever. Together, let's use our collective voice, share our digital resources, and start a pandemic of hope. Thanks for listening.